another start. Like I told Boosie today, I say, bruh, start a new label, find
Okay,
another star.
okay.
Go take one of your artists right now and go sign them to a major. Do it again. Find another product deal like that's gonna get you paid forever, like Rap Snacks. Do it again. If I didn't do none of this shit, then
yeah.
do it again without me. So that's my thing. I'm not like I can make another star. I can make another star. It ain't shit. So that's why I'm like
So,
all of this stuff that's going on with the badass. I will give all that shit up for what I actually care about.
okay, so
You feel me?
if I'm following that, and then also I want to know if you'll give these things up. If I'm following that, it actually then, if I'm combining both stories, because I usually believe the truth is usually partially what both people are saying,
Yeah.
then it makes what Boosie's saying. Listen, put like this. I think you're a co-owner, right? For everything you're telling me, you're a co-owner. I think you're owed 50%. You're now saying I'm cool with getting 0%. Just give me 10% of this other shit. So now I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, if you're willing to walk away with nothing, maybe you was getting paid all along. Then I hear Boosie say you're listed as a writer and a producer on every record. So now I'm like, maybe you were getting paid. Boosie was the only nigga not getting paid.
Look,
So could you
look,
could
bro.
you explain that
Everybody,
situation?
everybody gets fucking paid, dog. Like you talking about the publishing.
Yeah.
Like Blue gave me a piece of the publishing of all of his old mixtape shit. Old mixtape. Those are all songs from like 2018 and like before.
Why?
Like because that's the deal we worked out of. And actually, you want to know why? Because Blue got out of my management deal when me and Boosie uh had the issue about the money. Because Boosie sent a letter to fucking Columbia stopping me from being able to do business with Columbia. And I'm the one that did the Columbia deal. So that removed I was unable to fulfill my duties as a manager, right? So
But TQ,
I was able he
you,
was able to get out he was able to get out the management contract. But this the thing. But this the thing. We never got any of Blue's publishing. Blue can do whatever the fuck he want with his publishing. That has nothing to do with he can give his publishing to whoever the fuck he can do it. Give it to his
hold on,
spouse.
hold on.
He can give it to
What do you mean we? The people
huh?
listed on that site, and Boosie brought up the BMI site. That's where he was getting all the stuff. Um,
Dude,
are
is that
are the people
what I'm saying
listed?
is
Are
that shit hidden? It's
it
not hidden.
no? Okay, but is that company? Does that company? Is that
That's
just
my
solely you?
company.
Okay,
I'm
that's so solely you.
25% of those songs.
So you get 25% of the publishing. So hold on.
No, no, not of Blues Publishing. No. I do not have a publishing deal with Blue at all.
Yeah.
At all.
For those songs,
Just
though, you
to
get
be clear.
yeah.
For those songs which were all mixtape. Remember, Blue started getting popular during the transition from the My Mixtape Spinrilla uh time to where to streaming started. So those were all supposed to be mixtape songs, and that's all old shit. That's all old shit. None of those came after Columbia. Like once he got bigger.
Hey,
That's all of the old shit.
hey, so TQ, and
Yeah,
you see, these are the fuck all the beef shit and all anything else. I love conversations like this. Like these are my favorite
man, you gotta
conversations to have.
understand. Like you're like,
Oh, hold on, though, hold on.
yeah, like
You know what this
I'm
reminds
like,
me of? This reminds me of what Carl Crawford and Jay Prince is saying about someone named T. Farris. So let me put it
okay,
in perspective. Carl Crawford has 1501. He signs Meg the Stallion. A person who is his like kind of right hand man at that time, who's like an executive, starts
uh huh,
managing Meg the Stallion. Basically, they're getting
got you.
paid on both sides, kind of, right? You're getting paid from the label, you're getting paid because you're the manager. All of a
All right,
sudden, you come up with a bright idea. Let me get you away from this label. Let's get over to Rock Nation. Now, Carl Crawford is battling his former business partner. Hear what I'm saying? Do you think it was a conflict of interest if you and Boosie, right, essentially had this label that signed Blue, but then you also managed Blue? Because First of all, if we look at standard record contracts, right? For a lot of artists, the label will have a piece of the publishing. That happens a lot. From what I'm seeing with this, the label don't have
Hey,
piece of the publishing. The
let me
manager
let me
does.
let wait
Here's the
wait.
thing.
Let me just
One guy
let me
who's
interject.
okay.
Let me interject. That is the standard when there is an advance given. That is the standard
Okay.
when there is an advance given to the
Okay.
artist. That is not the standard when you give zero advance and finance none of the records.
Okay, and I would agree with you, but here's the thing. You and Boosie are partners. So if you don't take publishing on the situation you're partners with Boosie with, but you take partnership on the side or you take publishing on the side where you're just doing management by yourself, you don't see how Boosie might think you fucking him out of the money?
It does not that does not matter because let me tell you what I could do. And
Okay.
this is standard. Okay.
Okay.
There can be a producer in the room
Okay.
producing for an artist that I manage or producing the artist that's on a label that I co-own. I can go to that producer and ask him and I can buy a piece or all of his publishing right then and there, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because that is owned by him.
Okay. So let me ask you
You know
this
what I'm
question.
saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Like that's like niggas sell they pub to whoever.
I've heard you bring this up a bunch of times. That Boosie didn't front money. Now, here's the
Man,
thing.
that's the big thing. That's
No,
the
no,
big
no, no, no.
problem.
I agree. No, no, I agree. Definitely, that's a big thing. And by the way, that's egregious. I agree. So
Yeah.
then I say to you, right? Because you
Yeah.
know Boosie's the face, he's the rapper. It's a reason why he even has you in the mix. You're supposed to really run the label. Let's be honest. He's the face, the name. He's gonna do the recruiting, right? He's supposed to front the money too. When you guys were establishing a deal with Blue, did you ever say to Boosie, "Yo, Boosie, we gotta give him 30 grand. Like, yo, we gotta give him in advance."
Absolutely.
So you told
Absolutely.
Boosie, "I
We
need to
got to
give
give
this
them
guy
at
in
least
advance,
something.
and
Go
we
ahead.
gotta give him a budget.
Go ahead.
We gotta give him an advance and a budget." Usually, those two things are standard to really make at least the contract really hold to be like, "Hey, you're at least dealing with your I think fiduciary duties or whatever that shit's called." But like, you guys are handling business accordingly. So did you ask Boosie for that money and he just said no?
Man, absolutely. He said no. He said no. We ended up working out a deal, and to be honest with you, that was always an issue, which is why I didn't do it again. I knew that Blue. I knew where Blue. I had a very good understanding of where Blue wanted to go, how to market him, why it was going to work. So I mean I have my receipts. I have my receipts on what I spent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the so but I say that to say that's why I didn't sign nobody else with for $0 after Blue. That's why I didn't sign. That's why I didn't,
I heard about
you
the Mo
know,
3 thing.
I
Yep.
didn't try to force the issue with Mo 3. I didn't try to force the issue with other artists because it's like, yo, ain't nobody going for this, and I'm not trying to sell it on nobody.
And by the
No
way,
more.
I'm using a lot of critical thinking and don't think me asking you questions is just me trying to whatever, because I agree with you
Nah,
on
man, you're doing a good job, bro. Like ask the questions
yeah,
that
no,
you feel like need to get answered.
no, of course. And by
You
the way,
know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with
Yeah,
you had said something that I do agree with you that if Boosie doesn't want to front or furnish money or a budget, he should have just had a management company. Completely makes sense. You
absolutely.
give them a little bit of a cosign, right? That's gonna get them
Yes,
booked, free features, get them in studios with people, probably help their career. Shit, that's where, yeah, of course you should be getting publishing. Definitely, through even that situation, and you should get 20% of whatever the fuck that happens. I agree with that. A label is a lot more that you should be furnishing a lot more to, even if it's a production deal, to produce these records. So I completely agree with that. Did you manage Young Blue after he was at Empire and after that record with Drake came out?
no,
So you have received
nah.
zero money or compensation ever since Blue got on Empire, and obviously he struck gold in with that record with Drake. You've received nothing.
Yeah, received nothing from the records, nothing from the deal. However, Blue does allow me to like advise him,
Okay.
and I'm a part of the team. Now, recently, there's been a wedge drawn in between me, him, due to what we got going on with Boosie. So but this is the thing. I had Blue in a management contract with his other manager until Boosie blocked me from working with the label. And like I said, I was unable to perform my duties. Blue at the time was just like, man, you and Boosie got too much shit going on.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll release you from the management agreement.
Okay.
That's fair. I'm a fair person.
Okay, so you mentioned something which seems to be a little bit contradictory if I'm just going off my knowledge of everything and memory of what you said
Hey,
before.
brother,
If you
the business
if
is sloppy. The business is sloppy. We are all in breach in some type of way.
okay,
Technically, I will be the first to say that. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. The reason why I didn't speak for so long or respond to Boosie is because this shit is embarrassing. We're fucking pulling down our zipper and showing our business fucking acumen. This
okay,
shit's sloppy, and that's why this shit shouldn't even be in court. It should be real nigga shit. It should be like, bro, hey, TQ, I didn't like y'all. I didn't know that I was gonna be missing out on this type of money, so I need this. Blue, hey, Boosie, I don't think you deserve that, but I'll give you this. TQ, we think you deserve this. Bam, and that's how it should be handled.
hey,
That's how it should be handled as men, and that's how it should be handled as family, because we know the business is sloppy. So, AK, you're gonna find a whole bunch of shit
okay,
sloppy about it.
so this might
To
be
be real.
sloppy as well, but I would love to hear your explanation.
Go ahead, go ahead.
If you own Badass with Boosie, there's no operating agreement, right? Which if there's no operating agreement and you both are supposedly owners of this company, right? Like for example, just to educate some of the people who just to educate some of the people who might not know about the music business or just even companies in general. Like for example, when Lil Wayne established Young Money, that was a subsidiary of Cash Money. Basically, Birdman owned 51%, Wayne owned 49%, right? That's an operating agreement that establishes that, right? Which means that shows who has the ultimate say because they control the majority of the company. When you say Boosie stopped you from working with Empire or from them
No,
to
no, 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 no. Stop you working with
oh,
Columbia.
Columbia, how's that possible?
Bro, I signed, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I signed, I signed Blue in 2016. This is 7 years, almost 8 years, bro. Like this is a long relationship. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? So, yeah. So how do you? So your question is, how does he do that?
Yeah, like if first of all, if you're the guy who again, forget just you're signing all the contracts this and third. If you have that power within the company of Badass Entertainment to, operate on its behalf because you're one of the founders and owners,
Right.
how could Boosie then tell Columbia, "Hey, don't work with my brother"?
Because he had his attorney send a letter saying that, and if Columbia, so the response from Columbia at that time is, we have no choice but to, but to not honor. I'm trying to find the words. We have no choice but to accept this unless you could. Basically, I would have had to fight it, right? I would have had to say, "Oh no, I'm on the company too," or I would have had to lawyer up and fight it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it wasn't worth fighting for. With um, all of these different issues we've had, all of these tantrums Boosie have thrown, all of these accusations he's made against me, other people, I still felt like in each one of these cases that he would come around and see and realize he's wrong. So that's kind of my spirit. My spirit is about reconciliation. To up until now, like Boosie wrong all the way,
Yeah.
but I still don't know what the fucking problem is. I don't know why he tripping in all of these different cases. So when he
Okay.
sends that letter, there's two things. One, I don't feel like it's worth fighting for. Two, I don't want to fuck up the relationship with Columbia on Blue's behalf. So what I'll do is I'll just remove myself from the situation. I will continue to work like I was continuing to work behind the scenes with Blue. So I will be on conference calls trying to talk about the album, trying to talk about getting producer agreements and everything else. But I was unable to do it as this TQ on the line. Be like, hey, this is my assistant.
Okay.
So I'm working around to still be able to do my job as a part of the team and as the only representative dealing with them from Badass,
And,
but it became more difficult to do, and that shit. I removed myself from the situation, man.
but it brings me back. It brings me back to the original question of if you're owner of the company, because put like this, right? If I have a company and I'm an owner and you're an owner, right? If there's a decision to be made by the company, again, we're going by no operating agreement. First of all, I wouldn't even say it's forgery because you wouldn't sign my name. You sign your name. You're one of the owners. So when Boosie says forgery, sounds like you're signing his name, which if you're one of the owners, why you signing his name?
I never thought that he would claim forgery, because if I would have thought that he would ever fucking years later claim forgery, when I got the final draft back, I'd have been like, hey, you need to add my name there too. I would have told the attorney, hey, you need to add my name there too.
Oh,
Because it's family. I did not look. There's spots on the contract where I signed as well, but in that particular spot it says authorized user, authorized signer, right? And it
that needs to be
listed
Boosie.
his name. Well,
that needs to be Terrence
so
Hatch.
yeah, I didn't think nothing of it, bro. I didn't think nothing of it, because this is how we do all of our business. This is how we do all of our business, bro. Like, since this shit happened, I found over 40 contracts. Most of them shows, right? Where I did the same thing. I either signed his name, my name, our name. You know what I'm saying? So I never thought that nigga would come back years later and claim forgery just to try to nail, like I said, nigga throwing me under the bus to try to get a lump sum instead of handling record business and just collecting. Just collecting.
So let me ask you a question. So years. When did you guys establish Badass?
And that's what I just learned something about that too. But look, we established Badass Music Syndicate. I think it's February 6th, 2014. Boosie didn't get out of jail to either March, the first week of March, or the last week of February. Somebody told me, I ain't gonna lie, it ain't nobody tell me. It was in the comments that if you're incarcerated, you can't even form a company. So somebody can fact check that. So, but when I did it, and that's what I told Boosie today in text, I'm like, bruh, nigga, was it forgery when I signed your name to start the company as well? Because you've never signed anything for the company. So it's just like, I signed it, like I signed his name, like, because I'm thinking we're doing this together on everything.
So, okay. So, and The reason why I asked that is because there was this whole saga which Boosie made a huge stink about, right? The whole thing he said niggas took out money out of his checking account. And then they were like, oh, the police said it was you. And then he started going off on you. And we never really heard nothing that really came out about it. I'm glad you cleared it up because I always wondered what happened. It looks like you had nothing to do with it. You were actually innocent in that situation. But what that tells me is that it's telling me that Boosie didn't trust you with money. You get what I mean? Like for him to make that accusation, he didn't trust you with finances that had to do with him. So even though it seems like Badass Syndicate was existing before then, what was your understanding of the business dealings with Boosie going forward? I mean, if a guy was basically literally, that's a federal charge right there, right? Basically saying, yo, this nigga like scam money out of my account. What understanding of business did you have going forward with that?
Okay, so after I was cleared and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
did he ever apologize? He never did publicly.
Nah, he never apologized. And the biggest thing, bruh, the biggest question that I want you and your fucking audience to look into is why he never went after the people that in black and white got his money.
Mm.
He never blasted them people.
Were there other people that
never
got arrested?
Blasted the people, bruh. He never blasted the people. This is something he won't. The nigga won't say nothing. When we arguing in text, I'm like, bruh, why didn't you ever out those people that it showed got your money? Every cent, where it went. Why didn't you ever get on your fucking IG and say, do y'all know this person in Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, whatever, they got this amount of my money. If anybody know these people, what you call them? Get at me, DM me. He never went after those people, and it was in black and white who got what. And it was in black and white, those people saying that Boosie and myself put them up to it. So why, when I never got, when that shit happened, bruh, the first thing I did was say, hey, bruh, I just got arrested. I'm about to send you my police report. They might be coming to arrest you too. I'm thinking, but it wasn't that. It was him going straight to the internet saying that my brother did this to me. Oh, I can't believe this shit, bro. Your own family. And I'm just like, what? Nigga, they said we put them up to it. What the fuck are you like? And why you ain't posting my arrest report with who did what? And to this day, if anybody know anything about that money, even if you done did your time for that shit, come forward. I want to know who did that shit. I want to know what the ring was. It's 7 years later. You probably already went to jail for the shit. I want to know what really happened with Boosie money. If anybody know anything.
How much money was it again?
That's what I want to know.
How much money was it again?
Like 300. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. It was like 340,000. But this is the thing, bro. 300,000 over about 30 days coming out of his personal account that I had no access to. And think about how Boosie is about money. How you don't see 40,000 come out, 30,000 come out, 20,000 come out. How you don't see that shit? How you don't see that shit when you go to the bank? As soon as you get back in town with your back ends, you go to the bank. How you don't see that shit?
Hey, that's a good point. By the way, as you mentioned that, you know, I have multiple businesses and I have accounts for those businesses. Is there like a joint, like even a bank account, like that you guys have for Badass Syndicate?
Look, bro, when this shit happened, I understood people's theory on what may have happened. No, we hear about financial advisors skimming money out of their clients' bank accounts. That was not what happened. The account that got all of the money came out was his personal account that I had no access to at all. And another thing about how the situation played out is probably a week or so before my business account got hit for like $6,500 or something like that.
Yeah.
I called I reported it. I didn't do this. They put my money back in my account. About a week later is when Boosie called me, man, somebody fucking hit my account. Come to the bank right now. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm about to put on some clothes. I'll come over there. Like, all of this shit, that's how this shit started, bruh. And I don't understand.
I,
I don't understand
I,
why. The biggest thing is I don't understand why he didn't go after those people when he goes after everybody. He goes after everybody.
no, you're right. And by the way, that's a great point. I think, and by the way, I'm pretty sure Boosie will see this. I hope Boosie does address that because that's a very valid point. But let's stay on topic a
Nah,
little bit.
man. Somebody need to ask him. Somebody need to
No,
ask
of
him.
course, no, of course. And listen, I'm gonna make sure he answers that question. But let's stay on topic, right? When it comes to like Boosie seems to, and obviously, I love the fact that you pointed out. You said, listen, there's no operating agreement, but I could tell what Boosie feels already about that whole thing. This is what Boosie feels because he said it. He says TQ, my brother, has no talent. That's why he's mad. And usually when an artist or anybody starts talking like that, they're basically saying, yo, like, you're the assistant or you're like you're like the secretary type of shit. Like, basically, you don't deserve profits or proceeds. Obviously, I disagree if you actually founded the label and you're doing all the work and he's only the face or whatever. What did you feel about that? Because he went crazy saying, God just didn't bless you with
Bruh,
talent.
bruh, and that's how deep it is, bruh. It's a personal thing. How it tells, that's how I know it's something personal, bruh. It's something very, very personal. Um, but, man, you know what, bruh? My boys in the group chat, like my closest friends, right? When they first thought, when they first saw the first interview and they
Mm-hmm.
saw how Boosie was, all the shit Boosie was saying, what he said really stuck out to me, and I had never thought of it that way. And so this is in response to Boosie saying I have no talent, whatever. My dog said, "Man, I wish I could just have a conversation with your brother." He said, "I wish I can just have a conversation with your brother because I don't even think your brother knows who you are."
Yeah.
And I said, "Damn, that's deep." And it made me think, bruh, me and Boosie haven't spent more than 3 days consecutive days together where it wasn't working, where we was just chilling,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out since we were in like high school,
Yeah.
like since we were teenagers. So a lot of this stuff that Boosie thinks of me, a lot of stuff that he thinks that might, was my intentions, or he may think a lot of stuff he's accused me of, that makes sense. Boosie don't even know me. Boosie don't even know me. He don't know me. Like, the
Okay.
nigga don't know me. That nigga ain't my friend. We ain't hung out. We ain't been on a vacation together. Like, this nigga does not know me.
Okay. So,
And he don't know niggas. And he, sorry, I'm sorry. If my
no, go
mama
ahead.
hear
Go
this,
ahead.
I'm sorry for saying niggas. Sorry for cursing. Listen, he does not know people like me
Yeah.
to even have any understanding of how people like me react to stuff, do business, the way we treat people. Boosie only respects a, it's a very narrow it's a very narrow type of person and reality, which is based off street shit.
So,
You feel me?
so
He
basically,
don't he don't he don't know me, bro. He don't
it,
know me.
you're
So
basically saying
he just
that
wrong,
Boosie know Vlad more than he know you. Basically.
bro.
So,
Man,
and
he's
listen,
talked to Vlad definitely.
I
He's had more quality conversations with Vlad than he has with me for sure.
oh, I could imagine. Hey, listen, I did want to ask this. So, by the way, don't even ask how I've been really keen on this whole shit. I love this music business shit. So,
Me
uh,
too, bro. This all I ever wanted to do, and
per,
that's why me and Boosie clash, because
oh,
he wants to stick it to the music business. I just want to be great in the music business.
so I'm a, you said Badass Music Syndicate. It was it first. When was that? When did you guys like register that?
It's either February 4th or 6th of 2014.
Yeah. So uh, I pulled up the LLC. I pulled up the LLC. Let me look at it. And this is why I think I don't know if Boosie's talking about this, but you'll probably help me to explain. Badass Music Syndicate. Boosie's name is nowhere to be found. It's only your name. And by the way,
Yep.
it got reinstated. It was revoked and it was reinstated literally 8 days ago. So it was revoked
Yep.
on. So here's the thing. So if Badass is the company, if Boosie's company, obviously you own it with him. His name is nowhere to be found on this thing.
All right. You want to? We want to hear why?
I do want to hear it. Yeah.
All right. When Boosie called me in 2020, talking about I forged his name,
Okay.
from that moment on, I wasn't signing his name on anything else. So before he sued, he was already talking about forgery. So when it came time to do annual reports or anything dealing with his name, I wasn't signing it again.
Okay.
So just like I signed his name when he was in jail to put on there, I wasn't doing none of that no more. Boosie's been threatening for 3 years. We haven't had a conversation in 3 years.
So did you remove them from the company or was he never there?
I removed them whenever I did the annual report.
Oh,
Every
okay.
year up until then, every year up until then, I have been signing his name, my name on the annual report, updating the witch call.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. No, well, I kind of get that too. Like, if a nigga is basically saying you're forging his shit, you basically want to get away from signing anything for him.
Exactly.
Um,
Yes,
at that point,
it gets crazy.
so at that point, wasn't he willing to just like do business and sign it himself? Because from what you're telling me, he was in jail only really at the point of the formation, but subsequently after the formation, this nigga
Correct.
free. He's on the gram all the time. You can get him to sign it.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said he was only incarcerated really back in 2014 for like a long period of time. But subsequently after that, I don't know when you removed him, he was free. So like you didn't have to sign his name. You could be like, yo, Boosie, we need to do this for business.
Yeah,
You need to sign your name.
man. No. I need to make this clear. Boosie has not been willing to have a conversation with me about anything dealing with the business. I have been blocked up until recently.
Yeah.
I have been blocked. I have tried to reach out through everybody. When we realized Boosie had an issue with what we agreed to restructure the deal, it was after the Drake thing, and Boosie still would not say what the problem was. He would not give us a number to work toward. He did not want to hear where
Wait. Hold on.
because
Who's us? Who's us? Who's us?
I'm talking about me and Blue.
Yeah, but you
We
and
realized that
Boosie
he
supposed
had
to
a
be on the same
problem with
side.
me and. Go ahead.
What do you mean you and
Huh?
you and Boosie are on the label side? Blue's on the artist side. So why
I know, but
would Boosie be giving you and Blue like you supposed to be his partner? He's supposed to be giving Blue and Empire a number. You supposed to just be like,
yeah,
yo, whatever Boosie get, I'm gonna bust it. Like me and him, we gonna fight over. We gonna bust it down.
but it was still the issue in question was something we all agreed to.
Okay.
We all agreed to. He cannot deny that we sat down and we all agreed to it.
Okay.
So we need to talk just like we agreed to it. Why can't we do that? Why can't we get on three-way call and if whatever is the issue, say it to both of us at the same time. And so because at the same time, both Blue and myself are trying to resolve this so that niggas could flourish, so everybody can eat.
Yeah.
And at the same time, truly, we are trying to appease Boosie. Right or wrong, we're trying to make Boosie happy because we don't want Boosie doing what he's doing now.
So in 20
But there comes a point. Go ahead. Go ahead.
in 20 so it basically said that you became the registered agent in 2020. So in 2020, I'm guessing that's when you took Boosie off, then you became the registered agent.
Because that's when he started talking the forgery shit, bro.
Okay.
That's when he started talking the forgery shit, and I really didn't touch it until days ago. I didn't touch it because
no, hold on,
everything is pending.
but even
Everything.
in 2020, Boosie has to sign off on him leaving the company.
What you say?
So Boosie, again, according to you, y'all both own the company, right? In 2020,
Right.
you become the only sole registered agent. How it usually goes, I'm not too sure how it works in Louisiana. For Boosie to exit the company, he has to sign to say I'm exiting the company. Because y'all are owners, they don't litigate who could kick who out. So Boosie has to leave. Did Boosie sign away his shit to say, "Hey, listen, I'm not part of Badass anymore," or no?
No, absolutely not.
So,
The only thing he was removed from was I just wasn't signing his name on no new documents. The thing is, man, look, right or wrong, fucking let the courts decide it. But what wasn't happening is I'm signing his name on any new documents, and I'm operating everything else that was done after that. With anything dealing with Badass, I was operating within my right. That's my stand. That's what it is.
I know Boosie. I know Blue. When it came to Empire, he's now in this non-exclusive deal with y'all, which allows him to do the deal with Empire. So you guys technically don't have to clear any records he's putting out or anything or features anything, right?
Nope.
Right?
No.
Right? When he was with Columbia, were you the one clearing it because it wasn't that situation yet? So
yes.
You had to sign off on shit.
If it was something that needed to be cleared by Badass,
yes,
I was doing it.
Okay, were you signing Boosie's name then?
No.
Wait, say
or it just depends. It just depends, bro. It depends on whatever. Like, it just depends. Like, I'm authorized to sign either one of our names, just depending on whatever the spot